So we'll get to the build in a second. I just wanted to reiterate that this is not the fastest item sorter or the most compact item sorter. But it is the perfect item sorter for me. It does the things that I want out of an item sorter, and I'm really happy with the build. But as you can see, I'm on a creative little flat world here for things, and I just wanted to go over the issues I had with other item sorters and why I chose to make the thing that I did. Most of us are probably all familiar with the normal item sorter. The Impulse, I think, is original credited designer, but you have your input chest, you have an item filter with some whatever items you want as filler material. You put them in, and you can sort out your different items. And then at the end, you get your remainder, whatever you don't have uh, selected for sorting. And I normally, I mean, like most people, this is what I normally use for item sorting. I use it in a lot of farm builds and all sorts of things. And for the base builds, I normally have, it usually ends up with something, something similar to this, where the sorter would be back behind it, and the chest empties out into this, and you have an item frame with what you're actually sorting. And then the problem is you end up like with a whole lot of other spruce items. So you just have ends up with like 2 signs, uh, 300 buttons, normal everyday problems. And my solution has usually been just to throw a chest up here. It's just a dumb chest with no item sorter attached to it, and items are just manually sorted out of the overflow chest into here, and that just kind of really drives me nuts. It's something that my daughter enjoys doing, so whenever she's on, she goes through and grabs everything and would normally sort all that stuff out. But it just bothers me. I'm a pretty organized person. I like the technical builds. I like things like that. So um, I wanted to try to find a solution for that. And for the other, if you get a little bit more advanced than this stuff, you get to these big multi-item sorters that I really didn't find the design that I liked until recently. Here, I'll go through my list of item sorting demands, I guess. It has to quickly sort through common items, and that's quickly as I define it, and not necessarily the fastest. There are some really cool designs that like everything in Minecraft, after you build something, you find a way to do it better after you've already done it. But relatively quickly sort common items. It also needs to take care of every stackable item. If there's an item in the game, I would like to put it in a box and have a system organize it for me. This is just for me because I like it. I like having an indicator light for the item that is being sorted. It's difficult to do with this sort of setup, especially if you have these chests right next to each other. But it's not really a demand. It's just a nice perk. And then I wanted it to accept shulker boxes, empty or full. And then I also want to be able to not really care if there's an unstackable item in there. I can throw it in there, and it'll push it to the side, and then those can be manually sorted or disposed of or whatever. And then the last requirement is to look okay, and hopefully a little bit better than okay. But I like to make things look nice. That's the whole thing with as I stand in front of this entire stone wall. Uh, one of the things in Minecraft is to have fun, and part of my fun is to make things, functional things, look nice. So with that, we'll go over to the actual server, and I will show you what I came up with. So here we are on our server, and the town is in a bit of state of disrepair. My daughter and I have been redesigning a whole bunch of things. We got rid of all the paths and everything, so it's a bit of a mess now. But if you're familiar with our tower here, to make the inventory system or the new one, I added a basement to it, and I call it the repository. So I had to redesign the whole elevator so it add a lower floor to it. But go down the bubble column, and here we go. This whole underground area is all item storage. I'm pretty happy with the build, and I'll kind of walk through it real quick, and I'll talk about the build and how just things superficially work, and then later in the video, I'll actually show the kind of the back end of the guts of how it works. So if you just want to see what it looks like and how it works, or not necessarily exactly how it works, I'm going to talk about that now. But I guess, yeah, let me do this. So here's the item input, where empty shulkers get spit out at, and where unstackable items go. So if yeah, so cobblestone, drop some cobblestone in, and then we should see that come up here in a second. And if we look over here down the actual aisle, the cobblestone lights up. So I have things organized into overworld stones and logs and wood in this aisle. But so cobblestone in this chest, and then up above it is all of the varieties, or how I organized it into things. And I guess before I get into it, or as I get into it, up here, I am using a multi-item sorter. I'm using a build by RaPsCaLLioN. So hopper speed multi-item sorter. It's amazing. This slice, which is 2 blocks wide, can sort out all of these items. You can actually put a double chest here and have it sort an entire double chest of item types. You just need to have 2 items in there. But I'll talk about that like in a second. Initially, for handling kind of bulk items and quick things that I want sorted, let me yeah, I'll do this. Let's see. This stuff should be, some of this stuff should okay. I'll use these. So if we put an empty shulker, that should show up over here in a second. There we go. And then if we put a chest in here with items, again, they'll be spit out into this water stream, and then we should start seeing them travel around the system. So there's gold, and some of these things I don't have selected for. That'll make sense in a second. But so they go on an item stream all the way around and back up this row. You can see them traveling along there. They go all the way down here. And so here I have ores and ocean. I also threw copper down here at the end. And then the nether and the end stone bricks. On this side, I have all colored items. So, yeah, just what you think, all white stuff and everything. And then at the end, I have redstone components and some other stuff. And organic farms is in this row. And then at the very end, I have passive mob drops and hostile mob drops. We have the vanilla tweaks more mob heads turned on, so Instead of using item frames, which are entities and take up processing time, we've used the mob heads. So, creepers drop gunpowder, skeletons drop bones, etc. And then up above, you have things that you make from gunpowder or bones. And then zombies drop rotten flesh, and you really can't make anything with that. So up top, I have things that are mob drops that really there's nothing that are made out of them. I know that like conduits and things, but just generally items that would kind of waste a whole multi-item sorter above it. So for all of the rest of the items you probably don't have a whole lot of like laying around, kind of all this random stuff that ends up over here. I turn this on, and this goes to the multi-item sorters. So you can see this stuff starting to drop out. It does take a while. This is why I have it manually activated, because the multi-item sorter, I don't have a chunk loader installed, and if you log out or go to the nether or something while it's working, it can drop some items. Items just kind of fall through. They just don't get sorted in the right spot. It doesn't really break. But so this is kind of a thing that I do, like if I go make some dinner or something like that. Maybe at the end of the night, if I'm done playing, then I'll turn this on, and then it starts sorting everything. And this is kind of a two-stage system. This is another reason why it's not the most efficient. It's just designed how I wanted it to be. I guess, well, this will be a quick, and then I'll go into a little bit more detail. But what this does is that it sorts these items, and so all the white stained glass ends up not sorted here, but up into a chest above here. And so every item that would end up being in this row gets sorted up into this chest, and they get carried along by these water streams that keep dripping on me. But I have 4 streams here and 4 streams there. The guts back behind this wall are not pretty, but basically that's what's happening, is that it's another RaPsCaLLioN item sorter. And let me wrap this part up, and then I'll get to the more detailed part. But basically at the end of this, I turn this off, and I turn this switch on, and then each row starts their own sorter. And so and this is actually a lot quicker than trying to have the multi-item sorter just dump an item in here and go down each row, because it would take quite a long time for a single item to make it through the entire system. So I added more complexity to make it faster, but I'm really happy with the design. I'm still not entirely done. I wanted to add some greenery. I have some lichen up there, I see. But I want to add some more greenery to it, and I'm going to do that once 1.18 comes out, and you can shear vines, and you can stop them growing without putting string. So I'm going to put some vines, probably some glow vines and stuff, glow berries at various points, and try to maybe ruin it, add a little bit of ruining to it to make it look nice. I'm going to go to the back now. If you don't want to see that, just all the technical stuff, then thanks for watching. But if you are interested, we'll go to the back room. So this is the doorway. It slams in my face. I have to go back around my elevator here. And this is the item sorter as it's working. You can see items coming out over here. So these are the items being sorted right now. I don't know what they are. Oh, that's all the deep slate, I believe. Let me see what this is. Oh, it's the glass. But so you got some other items over here, and so these are all going to their individual rows, you can see them coming down and going up through the water pipes and into the rows. So you can see that I installed enough, so this one's close to being full. So if more blocks get added, then I have a little bit of room for expansion. But this one item sorter, this one row, sorts for all of these different items. And so basically one row of my actual repository is just taken up with these two sections here. And I'm not going to go into how this works. I'll put a link to RaPsCaLLion's video. It's his build and his glory to have. But yeah, and this is the item sorter back here. This is just how it differentiates unstackables and the shulker box and all of that stuff. But we'll go back. I know we'll go through the tunnels. I have a little ugly tunnel back here to get to different places. Let's see. We'll go to. Yeah, we'll go back here. So this is the back end. You can see through the glass there. It's in the main area. But this is your normal item sorter. The impulse ones, oh my god, stay in the middle so it doesn't bounce. And then up above here is, so just this little section handles most of the sorting, and then this monstrosity of a machine, these monstrosities are what handle all of the multi-item sorting. And then these are the chests. So you can see that doesn't have anything being sorted in it right now. We'll go over to the colored row. That always has a lot of stuff because I tend to use those things in my builds more. Should be so red nether bricks in this one. And how much stuff is in here? Yeah, so here's all sticks. Those shouldn't be there. Anyway, so this is the oxidized copper stairs too. Oh, I paid no attention to that. I know what the problem is with that. But here's most of the things that are being sorted into this row. So anyway, it works. And can I get... Where do I have to go to get back? Oh, I can sneak out here. I'm going to turn off the sorting over here. And then I'll turn on the rows just so you can see how that works. But, yeah, okay. Turn those on. And then at the end of the row here, you can see these lights lighting up. These other lights here are in case those other chests get filled up, like items would be lost if that's the case. So I just have these lights so you can see if it's getting close to being full. But you can see items are being sorted here. And so let's see what was in there. White. Yeah, so here's some white concrete coming down. And you can actually see what's being sorted. And well, if I go up there, you can see it. You could technically put lights on the ends of all these observers and have it light up, but it's just a lot of lag that causes it causes quite a lot of lag with that. But anyway, yeah. Well, I think that's it. That's all I wanted to show. If anybody has any questions about it, you can ask. I didn't do a build video for this. This was months of work, just a little time, here and there, and just really playing around in creative a lot. And actually entirely had to change the design a couple times on the server, meaning tearing down things and stuff. So it was just something I was working on, and I didn't really have the intentions of making a time lapse or anything like that, because I didn't know how long it was going to take or if I was really going to like how it turned it out. But I'm happy with it now. And so I'll show a video of what it looks like. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I know I said I was going to make a geology video next, but this was actually already done, and I just wanted to make a quick video. But, all right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.